Name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Talk 1470 and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Pull up a chair at the Brooklyn Cafe with Dawn and Freddie S. Weekdays at 1 p.m. WNN.
Add that extra wow factor to your home or office wastebaskets with designer liners. Designer liners will turn an everyday home item into the pinnacle of decor at an affordable price. Available in a variety of prints from polka dots, zigzags to paisley. Dare to dream bigger with custom designer liners for your charity fundraiser or a company logo. Reusable as basket decor liners or gift bags and made in the USA. Designer liners will enhance any home or office. Get yours today at designerliners.com or wastebaskets.com. That's designerliners with an S.com.
Hey, I don't want the seeds anywhere. I'm on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday night, February 20th. I hope my watch is right. And my guest this evening is Rabbi Jenny. But before we begin, Rabbi Jenny, I would like to read something to the audience out there. If you're there, first of all, well, I'm thinking a lot of thoughts. My name is Muriel Wiener, and if you want to call in with questions for Rabbi Jenny, for me, you can call 1-800-565-1470. Again, that's, did I say 800? 888-565-1470. All right, you got that? I'll do it a third time. 1-888-565-1470. I'm from New York. I don't do 888s. So I want to read this to everybody because this is going to be the theme, the topic, many topics, I'm sure, between Rabbi Jenny and myself. But I want to read something. He said, "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily or have sharp edges or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand." And with that, Rabbi Jenny, what do you think?
What do I think? Oh, I love that. I love the Velveteen
The Velveteen
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
I love the Velveteen
Did I say
Rabbit.
that?
Yes. I think that unrealistic expectations of ourselves is really the thing that I'm really focusing on with that we have to understand that there's joy in the journey. And that
So
we
we were
have,
talking about the Velveteen Rabbit.
that's what he says in there, that
okay.
it takes a journey
Oh, okay.
to become the person that you want to be.
Okay.
You know, and if you expect yourself to be somewhere that you're not, you know, you won't enjoy the journey, and you'll be like the fur gets rubbed off. You know, we need enough love, and I think enough life experience to become real. That's what I think.
The reason I asked you is I read this to somebody who I call a friend this morning, thinking this is so profound. What a lovely, beautiful way to say that we grow old, we grow into ourselves, we find our place on earth. She says, I think that is the most disgusting thing I have ever heard in my life. Haven't they heard of plastic surgery? What?
There's still clutter.
Always clutter in my life. You know the name of the show, Rabbi
Yes.
Jenny, is Muriel. It really should be Muriel Unleashed. Muriel Uncluttered. So, Rabbi, I was thinking to myself, what do I do? You know, people keep saying to me love and light and all of these fancy dancy words that somebody made up somewhere between time I was 17 and now. And I understand love, and I understand the eternal light. And I suppose I'm supposed to have an eternal light within me. Is that true?
I believe so. Sure, everyone does. Yeah.
And so, what does the word achavid, am I saying this right?
Ahavatar.
Ahavatar. What is
Ahavatar.
Ahavatar? What is that?
Well, Ahavatar is the name of my second book, and it's a play on words. Ahava is the Hebrew word for love, and an avatar is someone who walks with the knowledge of the light within. So an Ahavatar is someone who walks with the knowledge of the love and light within, and it's actually a 22-form program that I have designed that transforms one's mindset from a victim to a hero and visionary. And right now, I'm building a treatment center in the southern Arizona desert. We have 160 acres of sacred land. We're building my dream.
What made it sacred?
There have been 4 Crow Sundances on the property, Crow Indians, and it's at the base of the Coronado Mountains. And we are building a long-term opioid program for men, which is my dream.
Why men? Why men? Why not women?
I do gender-specific treatment, so we're hoping after we finish the men's program that we'll begin the women's program, not in the same location. We don't mix men and women in treatment.
Men with men, women with women.
Yeah.
But how do you treat opioid addiction other than to take the opioids away?
Well, actually, Ahavatar was a big part of that. I designed a program here in South Florida, and one thing I came up against was this short-term treatment. So my dream was to find land, and I had been praying for a year. I kept losing clients after they would leave and go into halfway and pass away, as we've all read on the news. And so I was praying for land, and I met my partner who had this land out there that was unused. It used to be for a kids program. And it's my dream. So they wake up in the morning and they do Qigong and they work with horses.
What's
and
Qigong?
It is a pre-martial arts, martial art sort of energy cultivation. It's sacred movement. It comes from China. It's Taoist. And there are different elements of the program. It's long-term, though. So it will be, you come for 30 days to up to a year with the hope that you will stay for the whole year. So that's the...
Do you take insurance?
We do not. No.
Okay.
We do not. We have scholarships built in the model.
Right.
And we will eventually, hopefully, have on the land up to 150 men, but mostly, hopefully, through government contracts if things go the way we dream they go with the government. So we hope. We hope.
Big hope.
Yeah.
Considering what just happened, I would say that's a very large hope. I could go on
I
and
keep
on.
stars in my eyes because if I didn't, it would be a really hard job. So I love these kids. I love them. I love what I do. So.
I understand that. I love kids. I love my life myself, but I don't know. Opioids. I don't understand this problem with opioids, considering that I am who I am and I have to take them for pain. I have to.
Right.
Or I can't go on. I've never, ever, ever felt anything but pain relief. And when I asked a pain management doctor, what's up with this stuff? How do you get high on it? He says, you can't, because what you're taking eats your pain.
Right.
Which I figured, all right. So, but I don't understand it. You know, I graduated high school in 1973. So we were talking prior to this, ladies and gentlemen, about, you know, the 70s and different rabbis. But I think we're the same age.
Thanks for that, but I don't think so, actually. I was born in 1970.
Wow. So then how could you be of my age?
I'm not.
All right, she's younger than me.
But you know what? It's a good thing when you're a rabbi. You don't get you don't get hurt. You know, whatever. It is what it is.
It doesn't matter. I thought when you said the 70s, I thought you know, we went to like the different schools together.
No.
I'm sorry, she's 12.
You're so funny. I love you.
I'm very funny. Nobody ever said I wasn't funny.
I think you're hysterical. So go on about the opioids, because it's important.
Get past your age. About the opioids. Listen, I'm very open about it. I you know the joke to that?
I don't know what he's doing.
You know, we're not visual here, so I'm going to do the joke just for the people in this room. Mrs. Rabinowitz, why does she's at a very kosher hotel in the Catskills, as they say, and every night she walks into the dining room and she genuflects. And the waiter finally says to her, Mrs. Rabinowitz, why is it every time you come in for a meal you genuflect? She says, genuflect, tiara, brooch, clip. Genuflect. So, I thought that when I met you by phone and watched your Facebook, I watched you, and I thought that you were following a rabbi that I followed, who helped me. Mm-hmm. His words helped me. His spirit helped me. He tied 12 steps into the Parsha, into the week. And for me, he spoke my language. I just like lapped this up. Mm-hmm. And so I'm all about tying a lot of things together in order to make a whole person. And I'm a whole person today. Yeah. You know, I wasn't. I was messy, and I'm still messy, but I'm not that kind of messy. I'm a different kind of messy. I'm cluttered, but I'm not that unleashed anymore. You see, I used to be completely unleashed. No holding me back. Now I have to hold back. And I think that we should go to a break so we could figure out, because I think I screwed up.
You're fine.
Good. I'm good.
Baby, this is awesome.
And she was born in 82.
No. Take a commercial break.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
I'm sorry.
Add that extra wow factor to your home or office wastebaskets with designer liners. Designer liners will turn an everyday home item into the pinnacle of decor at an affordable price. Available in a variety of prints, from polka dots, zigzags to paisley. Dare to dream bigger with custom designer liners for your charity fundraiser or a company logo. Reusable as basket decor liners or gift bags, and made in the USA. Designer liners will enhance any home or office. Get yours today at designerliners.com or wastebaskets.com. That's designerliners with an S.com.
I'm more organized. Oh, Jesus. I'm more organized.
This is the most fun I've had in a long time.
I can't get fired. I pay for this.
I
By
love
the way,
this.
let's talk about designer liners.
Okay.
All right, Rabbi, I want to ask you something.
Okay, ask me.
Right, I'm
Go.
gonna be
Do it.
I'm going
Do
to be
it.
unleashed
Unleash
right
me.
now. All right, here we go.
Unclutter, yes.
People used to say, peace, man. And then it was, peace out.
Peace out.
All right, that I got. What is love and light? What does that even mean? Does it mean anything?
Well, I mean,
My friend Flo tells me it means things, and she's described it, and still, I don't understand it.
well, I mean, can you ever come in a room and somebody feels the negative? Yeah. Mike, are you ever around anyone that feels negative?
To me? Or
At
do
all.
They,
Just in general. You ever walk in a room and somebody just,
they're just an
yeah, you can feel
an infigenda. That's
right.
it. Yeah.
That's like dark, right?
Yeah.
Right. So the opposite of that is light. So I think that light is that spirit that you see in people. It is the essence of who we are.
Okay.
It is the essence of creation. You know, it's the green inside the leaves. It's the light inside the sun ray. It's, you ever go to the ocean and you just see the sun dancing on the ocean?
You ever see me at the ocean?
I was going to say, she's got the tan. Russian Jewish girls don't have tans, Muriel.
German Jewish.
Oh, that's why. See, I'm Russian. I can't get tan for my life. All I get is freckles. So that's what it is. But I think it's that essence. And in Jewish mysticism, we all have one. We all have a light, but we're all connected. And that's one of the things that I teach is we're 1,000,000 points of light, actually. And in each of our 1,000,000 points of light, we're connected to another person's 1,000,000 points of light.
That
1,000,000
book
points
is called
of light.
6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, or the Kabbalah. Either way.
Yeah.
Or but that is the
I know
that
it's
is the
Kabbalah.
but that's Genesis. That's essentially,
I know
and
it
God
is.
said, "Let there be light." And I don't think that we would. I don't think that we would survive without light. Don't you think? We need
Well,
it.
I wasn't thinking about light bulbs. I was talking about
No,
the
but
light within.
like the positive.
So, in other words, the girl who heard the
What did Flo say?
Flo answered me. I don't remember. It's in here. You want me to read it? But the other one, the negativo in my
Right,
life, said,
right.
that is the most disgusting thing.
Right.
We lose her.
Right.
Bye-bye.
But she has light in her.
Well, it's
So you say
a
love and
very-
light because you're trying to
No,
get
it
it out.
doesn't.
You're trying to
I
reel
know,
it
it's
out.
been too long. I can't get it. I can't get it. I said, you see no humor in this, right? I said, actually, this wasn't written about you. I know how I look, she told me, and I wanted to say, so do we all, but I, because I'm uncluttered now, I don't look for trouble.
Right. I don't believe that.
No, it just comes to me because of my light.
Moths to a flame, baby. Moths to a
telling you,
flame.
babe.
I know.
There's
I
nothing
know.
I can
I
do
got
about
it.
it.
I got it.
I try.
Yes.
I don't try that hard.
Okay.
All right, so we did love and light. I still don't know what you're talking about. Love and light. There's a light in me that people are attracted to me.
Okay.
Okay? People are always talking to me. There is nowhere I don't go where I'm not either engaging someone or they are engaging me. So I have a bright light.
Right.
I have 100 water going on.
I
here.
think so. Super bulb.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And the other one, you see my other friend, hers is going out. It's flickering.
What does that mean?
It means that she is. I think the Velveteen Rabbit, I think frightened her. I think that it didn't frighten me because I saw the beauty in it. Because I hope that my husband loves me enough to rub my hair off. That's what I hope. That's what I want. That's
You don't
what I
have
wanna
to shave
give.
anymore, though. It's fantastic. Right? Why can't
and
it be
I
that,
wanna
right?
give that in return.
Does the light flicker off? Can it?
Can you? No.
Yes, she can flick. Yes, you can flicker.
I don't believe the light dies. Energy doesn't die, it just changes form. That's a scientific fact.
It changes form, but I do believe that there's a psychology that says, "Hi, Doc Larry," a psychology that probably says somewhere, and it was probably Freud the freak, but Freud probably said, if you are negative enough,
Right?
you should probably buy a shovel and get some dirt and dig your own grave.
Right.
Do you follow what I mean? I mean, this is really a very unhappy, negative, cranky. I speak Abyssal Yiddish. She's a real ninfiginner. A ninfiginner is somebody who...
Fabissina. She's a Fabissina?
That's ugly.
She's-
A
no.
ninfiginner is somebody who doesn't want you to have anything good. And if you do, she'd like you to fail at it.
Ninfagina. I love this. This is going to
and
make
then-
me so happy now.
Well, I do the Yiddish thing. I
Yeah.
don't do the Hebrew thing. And a Fabissin is
Fabissina is
someone
the
who's
face.
ugly.
No, well, see, in my family, you were a Fabissina if you were Ninfagina. That was the face you made. Like
Well,
if you weren't happy for other
in the
people.
Velveteen Rabbit, it's the same thing. I mean, you can't walk around being nasty and just in your face angry all the time without having it show on your face.
But what do you do, Muriel?
What do I do
Yeah, what do
about
you
it?
do to not be like that? How do you not be
I
like
left
that?
New York because of it. No. What do I do?
I agree.
No. I say, The phone is, of course, under the blankets. It's at the bottom of the bed. I can't get it far enough away from me. I listen. Sometimes I say something. I'm always wrong. What do? I tolerate it because I know she needs the attention.
But what about the unclutter thing? Like, does unclutter apply to just stuff, or does it apply to people too? I mean,
Uncluttered is uncluttered. It's not
Like-
my home. My closets are clean.
right? It's,
My house is clean. It's an internal thing. It goes with the light. I just want to be a normal human being, enjoying life, disliking the parts of life, such as what happened this past week at the high school. I'm new down here. Forgive me. I don't know the names of high schools. But from what I can gather of this community, Parkland, it's like the community I grew up in on Long Island. And I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine how do you even, what do you say to your child? What do you say to yourself? You know?
Yeah.
And the boy was obviously, I'm going to be bold here, but obviously he was mentally wrong, or, he was off. Because who would want to do a thing like that?
right.
Yeah, he wasn't high.
I believe they knew he was mentally ill. I believe that's
There's
the-
no place
yeah.
for him except for your place in Arizona.
He doesn't do heroin. I mean, I guess if he did that, I mean, those are two
so
different
in other words,
things.
in order to do this sort of thing, you must be a drug addict. You
Well-
can't be schizophrenic. No. You must be cross-addicted with, a drug addiction and a mental illness.
Well, no.
I like it.
Well, actually, it's actually not for dual addicted at all.
I'm kidding.
No, but I'm saying that you're. But no, Avatar is used in foster care programs. It's used with mentally ill. It's used with grieving adults. It is 22 forms that transform the way you think about your life. This particular Avatar Vision Quest is a center that's designed specifically for heroin addicted men.
I wasn't talking about your.
Yeah, no, but
your
I was saying,
foundation.
I think it
was
could.
talking about our culture. Our culture is a real problem.
Right.
You get busted, or you don't have a meal, or it's raining, and you get baker. I'm gonna kill myself. So you go to the hospital for a couple of days. You watch a little TV, get a couple of meals. Out the door you go. Out the door you.
Find the light, though.
Huh?
How do these kids from the high school find the light?
I don't know how these children find the light. I think that these children are just going to have to accept, and I think, Rabbi, you will agree, that this is part of life. This is evolution. Animals eat animals. People kill. This is not the first.
Keep hope.
But I don't
By
think that
trusting-
I don't think they've lost the light. These children. I mean, everything I've seen, I think it's an
I
exceptional
don't know what
group
you read, but they have not. I mean, one school.
The kids down here seem exceptional to me. When I see them on the
One high
news.
school closed down. They closed it down to march to the other high school.
Yeah.
How is that they're dealing with it? They're going to be with their friends that they play sports with, that they know from around, and they're going to console their friends. Somebody,
Light, though.
But see, great.
I didn't say that wasn't the light. That is the light. That's courtesy, kindness, justice, love. It covers everything.
And it's exceptional.
It's wonderful. I mean, good parenting. Excuse me. I mean, I think the whole thing is tragic. And then when I heard about the little kid in Ohio, and I have a friend of mine who settled down in Ohio and works with children, I thought, oh my God, poor Toby. What is she dealing with now? And this is just going to go on until it stops. And then you can't stop it anyway.
Well, we got to find hope.
So let's go to commercial.
There you go.
All right.
Phone number.
Oh.
that extra wow factor to your home or office wastebaskets with designer liners. Designer liners will turn an everyday home item into the pinnacle of decor at an affordable price. Available in a variety of prints from polka dots, zigzags to paisley. Dare to dream bigger with custom designer liners for your charity fundraiser or a company logo. Reusable as basket decor liners or gift bags, and made in the USA. Designer liners will enhance any home or office. Get yours today at designerliners.com or wastebaskets.com. That's designerliners with an S.com.
You want to read it?
Yeah. Muriel, we're on.
Why do they have to keep telling me I'm sitting
I don't
here?
know. 'Cause
Okay, Mary from New Mexico
Hi,
just
Mary.
called in. Happy to hear from you. And Mary wants to know, Rabbi,
Yes.
with all that's going on today, how can anyone feel there is inner light?
Well, I mean, I think it's all a matter of what you look at and what you choose to focus on. And like I said, I choose to focus on, when I see these stories, the exceptional inner light in the people surrounding this event. I mean, in the teachers, obviously, that were there, but in the students themselves, in the community leaders, in the compassion in other people, no matter what, no matter how dark, whatever happened, Muriel, you have to agree that people are coming out for each other. And that, to me, is how. I mean, how could you not? How could you deny it? I mean, unfortunately, sometimes things happen and bring us together. We've seen that in this country quite a bit. That's what I would say.
All right, Mary, I hope that's a good enough answer.
What do you think, Muriel?
Truthfully, I don't think.
What do you think?
I don't think a person can lose their inner light because of an outside thing. I think my inner light is my inner light. And if I'm not going to throw myself in front of a bus. I'm not going to lose my inner light over this. I may take an action toward solving it, toward donating time, whatever it is. But I don't believe I'm going to lose my light.
I love that. But you're right. But she asked, how can they feel it? And I think
okay, with all that's going on, how can anyone feel there is inner light? Because, well, Mary, if you have children, and if they're home, and they're safe in bed, and in your home, and they're fed, and you're a few hours before us, but, thank God your children are safe. That's all. Just thank God for all the things around you, your husband, your friends, your job, your not job, whatever it is you're going through. Just thank God. That's your light. That's your light. Just thank God that this is my little pile. This is mine, and I have it, and I love it, and I cherish it, and I'm going to nourish it, and this is my light. And that's how I don't lose my light. No matter what my husband does, he's sitting over there. He cannot take my light. You can't steal someone's light. We are not Peter Pan. Johnny from New York City. Okay, Johnny asked an interesting question, and he's from New York City. So let Johnny, you got me. How do you share your inner light with other people? Johnny, I hope this is a good question. How do you share your inner light with other people?
It just depends on the person. But me personally, through my creativity, through the love I give them, through expressing myself, through my joy of life.
What happens if they don't like your joy and they don't like your creativity? Maybe your creativity is not quite up there.
I'm not responsible for the quality. I'm just responsible for the quantity.
Oh, quantity. All right, so I'm unleashed. What do you mean? What kind of a question is that? Do you know you're asking?
How do you answer that question?
How do I share my inner light with other people? I be me. I just plain be me. I'm not shy, obviously. I'm not shy. I like people. I'm a people watcher. I could be a reporter. I just sit around all day long watching people. And, some of my best laughs have been watching people and then listening to them and what they're saying. That's a hoot and a half. And it doesn't cost me anything. It's free. They don't know I'm eavesdropping or anything. If you need your inner light, eavesdrop in a cafe. Debbie from Pompano. I use meditation to keep my inner light glowing. Well, that's great. Is there a question in there? No question for Debbie. Debbie, you must mean that you want to form a group for people who want to meditate to keep their inner light going. And how do you keep your inner light? Well, you can go to 888-565-1470. And then you, too, can have your own program. Okay, I don't know if that was the answer you were looking for, but it's the answer. It's the only, because there's no question there. I use meditation. All right, let's answer this together. It's your turn.
Okay.
I'm out, Debbie.
Veronica from Dallas?
No, Pompano. We're in Pompano now.
But, okay, Debbie, I use meditation to keep my inner light glowing. There's no question there.
That's what I said.
She's just telling us, and I think that's fantastic, Debbie. That is actually a wonderful way to cultivate your inner light.
Yay,
Debbie. Thank you. And you know what? I think we're grateful because you mentioned it. Because before, they asked, how do you feel there's an inner light? Mary asked that. So, Mary, Debbie says to meditate. Right? How about that?
All right. I go to the beach and listen to people's conversations. All right, here we have Veronica from Dallas. Are you born with your inner light? My answer is, a resounding yes.
Resounding yes.
I was born exactly the way I am now.
You were?
I swear to God.
That must have hurt.
Well, it didn't hurt me.
What about your journey?
My journey, you don't want to know
What about the Velveteen Rabbit journey?
Jill Cooper Smith posted it. But I had posted it before, so then she reposted it, so I posted it.
What
about my Velveteen Rabbit journey?
Yeah.
I can't say that on air.
Okay.
I'm only married 8 years.
Okay.
So I was free in New York. I lived with a man, and so I guess I wasn't so free. I worked. I played. I ate good food. Went to the theater. I didn't miss a thing in New York.
But you always had your light?
Yeah.
I
think, yeah.
Once, when my father was dying, my father became ill in a very slow way, and then I was to take him to NYU Hospital to the neurologist, but instead he ended up in emergency and then in ICU, and my father never came out. But he lived in the hospital for 14 months, bouncing from ICU to step down to maybe a room. 14 months of my life. I didn't lose my light. I knew where to go. I knew what to do. But I don't remember a fear that got me and a sadness that was so profound. I don't think I could ever be that profoundly sad ever again. I just don't even think I could muster up the energy. It was horrific. My mother was also dying of Alzheimer's disease. And by the way, Designer Liners is donating decorative trash bags called Designer Liners to the Alzheimer's Foundation down here at West Boca. What are they called? What are they called?
Rainbow.
I know that. What are they called? Just West. Oh, Boca West. And it is being donated to the Brain Bowl on this Friday? It's this Friday. So they're packed, they're ready, and now each and every person listening to here, even you, Debbie in Pompano, you can donate to that organization, and you can get a designer liner. So I try to do nice things, but lose my light, I didn't lose it. It was dulled. It was missing some days. Some days I couldn't. So.
How'd you keep going? Keep talking. You're on the radio.
I'm thinking. I kept going. You know, my parents were divorced when I'm all right. When I was 5 years old, my parents got divorced, and I remember watching my father walk out the door, thinking to myself, I'll see him again. And I went to my room because I just thought the whole thing, they were crazy. I mean, in my day when people got divorced, it was a year of separation. It was, oh my God, it was a forever divorce. And I thought, oh, I'll see him again. And I had some wise words for my mother. And I went to my room. When they buried him, and the tarp was over the grave, and I didn't know I was standing there, I went, because somebody from the back called me, and I saw my mother's Alzheimer's eyes. It wasn't for him, it was for her. And when they lowered, I don't even know if they lowered his casket, and I don't think they did that. How did I do that? I took a deep breath because the rabbi made me. Mm-hmm. And I said what I had to say, and then I knew that I couldn't jump in the grave with him. Mm. I had to keep going.
Yeah.
And so I did the next day. I didn't sit shiva. My family was completely fractured over this. Mm. And so I did exactly what my father told me to do. I went to work and I did a YouTube. That's what I did to honor my father. It was the only way for me to do it. Because
Ask the rabbi if she ever lost her light.
she never lost her light. You never lost. Did you lose your light?
Have the doll?
Huh?
No.
Keep talking.
I don't.
Does your light get dull? Sure it does.
Yeah, sure.
Sure it does.
But I think that those are ways for it to become brighter on the other side.
Well, I'm not that
Yeah.
optimistic all the time, but
No, but I think that what happens is you with like the Velveteen Rabbit, your level of brightness got much brighter after that. Like I'm sure that YouTube video was insanely bright with love for your father. Correct?
it was just insane. Let's just leave it
Exactly.
at that. Oh my
but it doesn't
God.
matter. It's like these things that seem to make us darker actually expand us and make us brighter, is my point. And I think that that's what I heard in the Velveteen Rabbit.
You see, and what I heard in the Velveteen Rabbit is, you know what? It's not so scary to grow old.
I didn't even hear the old part in there. That must
see,
be
but-
people over a certain age that they heard that.
1973.
Yeah.
But I graduated high school then. But I want to
didn't
say
hear that at all about that at all.
But the thing is that my friends are now grandparents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're not grandparents times one. They're grandparents times two. I know people that have grandparents that are grandparents. Here we go. That are grandparents, and they have grown up grandchildren playing basketball. We just got more questions.
We got more questions.
Here we go, Rab.
Okay.
All right, Rab.
Yeah.
This is Bobby from Florida.
Florida. Okay, Bobby.
Florida's a big place, Bobby.
Okay.
I'm going to read it out loud, and then we'll answer.
All right.
As a recovering addict, I'll take this one. Do I still have the light within? Absolutely. Yes, you do. Your light is so bright. You are neon. You are sparkles. You are rocket ships. You are everything glorious in the world that you took your life and you can say and write the word recovering. All right? That is the most glorious thing that you can ever do for yourself. That's my opinion. I don't need the rabbi's opinion. I'm telling you because me too.
Well, all right.
All right? So there's that, Bobby. Congratulations. And if you're new, keep going. And if you're whatever, just keep doing it. It's 1 second at a time. It is really not 1 day at a time. They've misled us. Joyce from Alabama. If there is really an internal light, why do bad things happen to good people? God did it. Because God does that. It's true.
Okay.
Ask Rabbi.
Well, what do you think? Oh, I didn't do it.
Why do bad things
Why
happen?
do bad things happen to good people if they have an internal? You know,
I think
you
your
can have
problem-
an internal
yeah,
light
but-
is not. It doesn't make you like impervious to problems. You know, you just got this light. Do the best with it that you can, and God will get you. God has a very peculiar sense of humor, and he's passive aggressive. He is. I like him though. Do you agree?
Well, I think the problem is in labeling something good and bad. I think that these things just happen. You know, when we start to label them good and bad, we start to personalize them and think that they're happening to us. Like, you know, it happens. It happens to everybody. You know, these things.
Bad things happen.
Things happen. Life happens.
Things happen. You're right.
You know, and it's our job to. Okay, she doesn't hear it. So faces moaning. This is lovely.
No,
Muriel.
read the next question.
Talk in your mic. Talk in the mic.
I'm yelling. Read the next question. You
Okay,
can't
what's
even
the
believe
next
it.
one? Okay, what's the next
All
one?
right, Maria from Florida. Can you see an aura of the inner light? Yeah.
Some people can. Sure.
Well, I don't see any auras in here.
Yeah.
But other people can.
Some people can. Yeah.
When you glow.
You mean Bobby from Florida has an aura?
We all have an aura. We all emanate a certain amount of energy from our body. They
I
can
guess I'm
detect it.
wrong. Marcia, I owe you a humble apology. I must have an aura. I'm wearing all black tonight.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Of course you have an aura.
Is it a good aura?
All auras are good, Bill Bella. All auras
How
are
could
good.
an aura be good if it's...
It's energy, baby.
This is the
Life
rabbi.
force
It's
energy.
baby, from the rabbi. Okay. All right. So there is an aura. I've never seen the aura.
But you felt it.
I have felt the aura.
You felt people's auras.
Will you walk around with me all day long? Because that's very good.
You felt, I swear you felt it. And you're
I feel
intuitive.
auras. I feel auras.
I know you do.
Yeah, I do. I got tricked once or twice, but
Yeah.
you know, not saying anything in particular. Not yet. Dan from New York. He's from New York. Do people in prison have an inner light? Yes.
Of course.
Everybody
Mashugana.
has an inner light. It's just what you do with your inner light.
It's just the walls. It's just a building.
Well, you're not in prison. I wouldn't go quite that far.
I've been there and heard the door lock behind me going in there to speak. I'm not saying that it's.
So have I, but that's not the point. We'll go to commercial break and duke this out on our own.
I'm not. It's not about duking it out, Muriel. She keeps trying to fight with me.
Don't flatter yourself.
Add that extra wow factor to your home or office wastebaskets with designer liners. Designer liners will turn an everyday home item into the pinnacle of decor at an affordable price. Available in a variety of prints from polka dots, zigzags to paisley. Dare to dream bigger with custom designer liners for your charity fundraiser or a company logo. Reusable as basket decor liners or gift bags and made in the USA. Designer liners will enhance any home or office. Get yours today at designerliners.com or wastebaskets.com. That's designerliners with an S.com.
Back? We're back already?
And we're back.
Wow, we're back already. We are feisty.
We worked it out.
Yeah. Of course.
So, Rabbi, really seriously,
I love
all
you,
kidding
Muriel.
aside, thank you. I like you. I think I don't know. You said I was fighting with you, and I don't fight because my inner light tells me not to.
Not to. Yeah.
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 Because I'll win.
Okay.
Next.
I know. It's the
It's the macho in me.
5 towns.
All right. I didn't mention all of them. I mentioned one. How did you know him? I said Lawrence. I didn't even live in Lawrence.
Where'd you live?
In a house.
Come on, Muriel. Let's do this. You mean in a house?
Well, yeah, Lawrence is it's well known throughout the country. I should have shut up. Boy, could I tell you a story. Anyway, Rabbi,
Yes,
you do
ma'am.
important work.
I'm trying.
I want to hear more about your important work. I do. All kidding aside.
Okay. Well, it's my passion. Yeah, no, it's my passion. I've been doing it since seminary. Since seminary, I found myself as a chaplain in treatment, substance abuse. The opioid crisis began then with the pills, but now,
I want to know something.
yes,
I'm 62 years old. In April, I'll be 63 years
Yes.
old. In my day, we didn't have opiates.
you had heroin. That's what they called
No,
it.
they didn't call it heroin. They called it Quaaludes. They called it pot. They called it tripping.
I don't know. Call in if you shot dope in the 70s. I mean, seriously. I mean, the jazz musician. I mean, it's very well known. There was,
but I wasn't
opium.
a jazz musician.
No,
I
but
went
you
to
didn't do
suburban
it.
high school.
No, it's terrible what's happening now. The kids
no,
are doing
I understand
right.
that, but I had no idea. I mean, I knew a smattering of people that did this. My mother wanted to know why they were asleep on the front lawn. I explained they were high, but you know that's what happens when you live in the 5 towns. But and we had carpool. But the thing is, I never saw heroin. I never saw
Of course,
cocaine.
no, that's what's happened, and that's why it's an epidemic.
Somebody
Because-
told me the other day they had their first drink at 9.
Yeah.
Well, why weren't they in bed?
I don't know. It's really, you know, I get just as overwhelmed by it as you do. I have a 15-year-old son. He's a freshman in high school. He's approached with vapes and questions and things every day. It's very overwhelming to think that pot, you know, or beer, you know, kegs of beer, is now heroin, and that's the reality of. That's the reality.
That's what they're using instead of heroin.
No, that's what they're using. They're using heroin instead of
a beer.
Yeah, it's a regular. I mean, it's. You don't have 287 children in this country dying every day of a heroin overdose. 287 dying every day in America.
Why are they dying? Don't they have that drug to undo it?
Well, the fentanyl and carfentanil that's now in the heroin is too strong for the Narcan. So they're hitting them like 7 or 8.
Of the pills,
yes.
so they're getting bootleg pills.
Well, they're getting this.
How can I know anything about
It's
this?
not. I mean, they're actually the heroin is actually they're finding no heroin in the heroin.
Right,
They're
it's all
actually being
fentanyl.
sold as fentanyl.
Yeah.
And the kids they're using once.
But they don't come from the United States.
No, well, there's an amazing book, which I highly recommend anybody who would like to understand what's happened. It's called Dreamland, and it's written by Sam Quinones. And it really explains the infiltration of the pill mills and how this epidemic has become what it's become through states like Ohio and Tennessee and Kentucky and places riddled.
Do you want to know the thing that really kills me and my negative friend?
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you something.
Tell me.
People like me who need them. I need them. I need them to walk.
But I agree with what you said at the beginning of the show.
I can't get proper medication.
Right.
Because the kids that are shooting dope into their arms, they're in between their toes and wherever they're shooting, they are messing with people, adults. I'm an adult. I already did all the bad stuff I'm going to do. I'm done.
Here's the thing, though. These kids, I have to say, because Muriel, you're a very compassionate and caring woman, and you have an outlet. These kids, these millions of kids, are the most creative,
I'm sure
enlightened,
they are.
sensitive children.
I didn't say that
no,
they were
but they're
bad.
but they're using
But I'm
because
saying the government is taking away for a patient.
Right.
Why should the government take away from a patient what a patient requires? It's like taking my insulin away from me. Why would you take away my insulin because a creative heroin addict?
But I don't
thinks he's more
understand why your
creative?
doctor couldn't prescribe you medicine you need.
I didn't say that my doctor can't prescribe me medication that I need. What I'm saying is my doctors are under tremendous scrutiny.
Well,
All right? The amount of pills that I used to get, thank God I don't need the same amount, but the fact of the matter is my pain management doctors have to look over their shoulder and be very cautious about what it is that they're treating me for.
but that doesn't have anything to do with the kids on heroin. That has to do with
It
the pill
has
mills,
to do with the
pills
government.
that. Well,
it has to do with the government.
Well, it has to do with the doctors that for years wrote prescriptions that weren't valid. There were pill mills.
I don't agree with that. I don't
Oh,
agree
there
with
were
that.
pill mills
That
in
was
states.
down here. That
no,
was down
that was
here.
no.
Well, not in New York.
Okay, I want you to read the book because it's. I mean, they were pumping millions and millions of pills into these towns, and you're right.
What towns?
Ask her about her book.
I am asking. What? Give me. Let me see your book.
This is a totally separate subject, but I want to have
No,
everyone
I
read. I want everyone
wanna-
to read Dreamland. If you want to understand the pill problem, you're going to read it. It's going to blow you away. You might only be able to read 1 or 2 pages a day. It's very heavy stuff.
Really?
But to understand how all of those pills were pumped into West Virginia and Ohio, and those states are riddled now with
they are.
with people
They
addicted
are.
to heroin because they can't get the pills anymore.
Right.
So it's in the Mexican cartel. And it's a wonderful education. I myself, I've lost so many kids that reading it is a slow thing for me, but every page is an education. So if you want to really understand it and not just watch the news with their opioid, it's a constant, right, on the news. And all it does is make us, like everything else, but if you educate yourself, you're going to find out that it was really a conspiracy. It was really a pretty big deal what they did, these pharmaceutical companies. It was with the Oxycodone and Roxycodone.
Roxycodone?
Was it Roxycodone?
It's just Roxy.
Yeah.
If you want to call
Just
in, you
Roxy.
have about... well, because it didn't have Tylenol in it. I tried everything to stay away from that stuff. It just didn't have Tylenol.
Yeah.
If you want to call in, you have about 30 seconds. You can call 888-565-1470, and you can talk to Muriel Uncluttered and Rabbi Jenny.
And I want to let everybody please go to Ahavatar Vision Quest or ahavatarvq.com. Go check out what we're building in Arizona. If you have any personal interest in the opioid crisis, if you have any family member that has suffered from a heroin addiction or an overdose, please contact me if you want to help with a very important men's treatment project in the southern desert of Arizona. We're doing it different, it's long-term, and we're getting them better.
Okay, Rabbi. Oh, we still have time.
We still have time.
Tell me about that other book. Pill what?
It's called Dreamland.
Oh,
Dreamland. It's really, and I have a friend, he listened to it, so maybe listening to it will be easier than reading it, because it's heavy. You read about how the kids are dying, you read about the different levels of what's been affected when they pumped in, I don't want to give numbers, but hundreds of thousands of pills into these towns in West Virginia and Ohio and these towns that had never had any of that before, and they opened these pain clinics. It's crazy stuff.
Well, wait a minute. You have to have the desire to go to a pain clinic to get pills to get high. I mean, I wouldn't blame everything on everybody else. The person who wants to get high is going to get high.
You're right, but a 15-year-old kid who his friend gives him one pill and he doesn't realize that it's an opioid.
Anybody who gets addicted to one pill was going to get addicted to anything. Who gets addicted to one pill?
I understand that viewpoint. However, I believe in the effect of the addict's brain and the alcoholic's brain. They have an allergy that's coupled with an obsession. Their reaction to those substances is different. And I believe that when they did one opioid, it created a reaction that they might have been able to walk away from. But if they know they get to walk across the street and get 20 of them, it's going to be a lot harder when you're 15 years old and you get that high. And that's the reality of it. It's not every heroin addict I've ever spoken to, it is not, it is a memorable event the moment they try it.
What, the first time they try heroin? Mm-hmm. I never did that.
And therefore, it is something that they will do whatever they need to do to get that feeling again.
That's true of any drug.
Right.
Alcohol included. You'll do anything that you can to get it.
Yeah, but I can go to a store and buy alcohol.
And then I said to my pain management guy in New York, because they were talking about medical marijuana. Mm-hmm. And I'm very good friends with this doctor. I love him. He saved my life 2 times, 3 times, whatever. Great guy. I said, so Alan, let me ask you a question. What's up with the medical marijuana? I don't have a license. So I said, going to get one? No. I said, let me ask you another question. He said, what is it, Muriel? Because he thinks. I said, how is that pot going to know to go to my elbow and not my head? He said, it's not. So now we have a whole new addition to an age-old problem of pot where they're going to call it medical marijuana, and everybody in North America is going to walk around eating gummies and going, yeah, man, peace out.
And love and light.
They're not going to say what you say. They're going to go, because all they can remember is peace out.
You can do CBD.
What's CBD?
Without THC.
Oh, yeah, I had that the other day.
I know. Keep talking.
Nothing happened.
It takes away inflammation.
Oh, it's for my inflammation. But there's a huge drug problem in this world, in this country. Mm-hmm. I don't know about the rest of the world.
Yep, but they're amazing kids, and that's why they're creative and they're sensitive and they have stuff to say and they have stuff to do. And, you know, you don't have a million kids shooting heroin and that there isn't something else going on. There's actually a need. There's something that they're desiring in their life. There's some need that we missed in their education system. There's something that we missed for them to get them connected to life.
I think that 12 steps should be included in the curriculum.
Absolutely, it is.
It isn't.
Oh, you mean in the curriculum of schools?
Yes, it should be in the curriculum.
Yeah, no.
It's laid out. It comes from all religions. It has nothing to do with religion. It has all to do with how to live your life 101, which is the most important thing we have to teach our children. And I don't even have children. But if I had children, I would have taught them that from the very get-go.
I think that you're right. I think the wonderful thing about the 12 steps is they facilitate not only a transition of thought, but a connection with the universe, a connection with something.
Yes.
And so I don't think it would necessarily have to be the 12 steps to get kids playing outside anymore. Just put the phone down. How about that? How about put the phone down and learn how to talk again, you know? And I think that they desire that, these kids. They do desire a connection.
The Verizon commercial is saying put your phone down. I mean, like, enough is enough.
All right. So I think that you're absolutely right. I think that they need to be encouraged to find their light.
You know, something was on. I'm going to say this quickly. What generation is the new generation? You know what they called it?
What?
AA. On that, we're over and out. Peace out.
Thank
Rabbi,
you, Muriel.
Thank you very
so
much. It was a joy.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope that we've shed some light on whatever is cluttering your mind. So take a few minutes today, close your eyes, and listen to the silence. Thanks very much for joining.